Dakota, congratulations on the win. I mean, you would have liked to finish, but very dominant performance, 30-27 over a really tough guy in his hometown. How does this one feel for you?
Excuse me. Not the greatest. Like you said, I wanted to finish. I wanted to fight better than what I did. I'm a way better fighter than that. I show it every day in the gym. No excuses. Just wasn't myself tonight. You guys, I feel like I grade my performance it was still dominant, but from my standards and what I'm capable of, I give it maybe a C. I just know I'm far better than that. Everybody on my team knows that, and I just didn't prove it tonight. So, not entirely happy with it, but it's better than going home with the loss.
Absolutely. Why did you like the performance?
I wanted to finish, man. I wanted to work on the stuff we've been working on, for the past 7 months since I fought. I've been in the lab with Mike Brown for, the past however many weeks since November, and one-on-ones drilling for open stance fights like this. And, I didn't execute the things I wanted to. But it's a win over a UFC vet and tough opponent. So, just get back to the lab on Monday and, reassess and keep grinding from there.
Did you think you were going to submit him? Is that sort of the path to victory?
Mike was yelling between, in the rounds to keep fishing for the neck, back and forth. But his grip strength was surprisingly, strong. Couldn't get my hands free like I usually can. And I think the first round I blew my arms out a little bit. So, I got to be able to rest a little better in my dominant spot so I can open them up and get the spots where I can finish.
Did you feel like he's a pretty big guy? Right?
Yeah.
Did that throw you off? I'm sure your opponents, they're probably not as big as Joe.
Yeah. I knew he was going to put on size. He looked sucked in yesterday, but I knew he's going to put on the size today. He's fought at 70. He's a big frame guy. But I didn't underestimate him. I knew I was going to have a tough fight. I definitely didn't want to go 3 rounds. I know to get back to the UFC, I got to finish guys. And he's a guy that I wanted on the chopping block, and I wanted to get out of there. So just back to the lab and get better, man. Like I said, not the happiest about it, but a win's a win,
Well, the last guy beat Joe in cage fight was Peter Barrett. He's obviously the champ right now. Is that a fight you'd be interested in?
Yeah, 100%. We tried to get that fight set up before even the Giannetti fight. I would have liked to fight Peter Barrett for the title. They had a split decision fight. I just know he's with bare knuckle. I don't know if he's stepping back in the cage, tighten cage or not, but if nothing comes from this from myself, I would love to fight him. If they want to set that up, fly me back to Plymouth, and I'll make it 8 in a row.
How was your overall experience with cage fight?
It's good. It was cool, cool venue, very in your face. Not a bad seat in the house, loud fans, good energy. I liked it. Kind of brought me out of a little lull. I was facing back. I had little highs and lows in the warm up, getting excited, then didn't realize I had 5 more fights to go. And then, but once I walked out, lights, camera, action, baby.
We can ask you now, obviously, because the fight's over. Was it anything happened with the weight cut? Did it look like it was a little tough, or you might have been sick or something?
Actually, it was a great weight cut. No excuses there. I was healthy. Easiest weight cut to date for me. Eric Pena, my nutritionist, is the man. They just keep getting easier and easier. We're in the lab all the time. This is 7 fights to get me to where I'm at with my weight cut. So tonight was nothing with the weight cut. There was nothing. It was just flat energy for me. I'm better than that. And so that's the only thing that upsets me because of my team at American Top Team, how much time and effort they put in, and they know how good I am. They know what I'm capable of. And it was my job to show the world what everybody else knows. And I came up a little short doing that tonight.
2 more quick ones for me.
Yeah.
Again, no excuses or anything. Not having Grant Dawson in your corner, did that throw you off at all? Obviously, you still have your coach Mike Brown, but Grant, I feel like he's cornered you pretty much every fight.
Right. Yeah, it was different a little, but it wasn't – I'm fighting, It's always nice to have you guys there, but I always have – Patrick's been there with me since day one. Mike, all the hours we put in. And Francis, man. Francis is the man. He helps me so much coming in the hours. He doesn't have to help me drill, sparring, He's not a southpaw. He stood southpaw as much as he could this camp to get me ready. Anything I needed this week, he was there. And he's a young and up and coming, star in the UFC. He's got some big fights. He's coming off a little layoff, but once he gets back in, he's been in the lab just like me. And expect big things. This year, hopefully he's back in the cage this year. But if not, next year he's going to go on a roll.
Just last one for me. You mentioned not being happy with the winner. You still going to celebrate tonight? You came all this way. You didn't come away beating the hometown guy. You still going to celebrate a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit with my team, play some Uno. Yeah. We've been hitting it hard this week. Drink some of those Bush Lights they made. That was pretty cool. They made the beer cans and made them Bush Lights, with me on them. So it's pretty neat. And last thing I want to say, just thankful for my Lord Jesus Christ. And without him, I wouldn't be here. A lot of stuff, going on that's, a little crazy in the world right now. So, just praying for everybody and everyone who's been affected by, the division that we're seeing in this country. All we can do is pray for it. And, you don't beat evil with evil. So it's up for.
It was a tough week for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Politics aside, right? So.
I've never voted a day in my life. I don't care about politics. I don't care about the government. I don't care about who's president. I care about being a good father, a good husband, a good friend, good Christian. And like I said, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm my own man. I do what I think's right, and I try to lead my kids and my family the same way.
This one for me. Everyone fights for a different reason. Why do you fight?
I fight for my kids, my wife. That's my ultimate, guiding factor. They eat and sacrifice, more than I do. It's hard, coming from Missouri, moving my whole family to Florida for me to chase this dream. And, they sacrifice so much more than I do. And that's why in those rounds when things get hard, just dig in the back of my head, and say, I'm getting my family out of that apartment we're in Florida and going to get a better life in a house. And, that's what I do it for.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, guys.